Okay guys, we're back out here with stuff everywhere. Let's bring you up to speed first. I dug out some bags and some piles that have been laying in the bottom of my tool cart for a while. Some of this stuff has not, well, most of this stuff has nothing to do with this engine. These are actual bolts, and some of this stuff was some kit that I bought for my wagon when I put it together, when I did the whole front water pump with Allen keys, and none of them were the right length. Okay, I thought this was the original coil, which it still might be. I grabbed it for the bracket. Okay, had a Ford tag with it right here. Okay, and I think the tag was on here like this because I even saved the bolt. Okay, now you say, well, why would I save that? If it was for a Ford. This engine had a Ford ignition system in it, so this is probably the coil from it. I don't want the coil, I want the bracket. Okay, which goes up over there. We're going to try and put it in the stock location. Okay, because this is a universal style or size coil, not the length, but the diameter. So the MSD coil will fit in there. Okay, these bolts, the bolts are clean. Okay, what do we got going on here? Here's another bracket. This is a different style with the double thing. That's supposed to attach to some big plate that would go on top of the intake manifold, and it also had a place for the spark plug wires to run. I don't run any of that stuff. We keep it simpler than that. Okay, so what's new? That's new. Got a pulley on it. Nice. So the bottom line with this pulley was, it might look funny because there's paint and no paint on it, but it is true. Bottom line with that is we'll keep that quick so we can move on to other things. I went down to Anflo today. I had that all broken down. I handed it to him. He came back with the pulley and said, here's the deal. The pulley's rubbing the housing. Right, so he gave me a tiny little spacer. Okay, I'm sure you people have seen the spacers when you do it, but the problem was is when you put the spacer on, you weren't quite catching all the threads on the outside. So with a little machine work, I machined that spacer down, which is hard because I don't have a mill, but I do have a set of vernier calipers and a mic. So I did make sure that I machined it down universal, put it on there, brought it tighter here. You could even see the dicum. Okay, and I machined the front of the pulley where the nut would go. And I'm on the full amount of threads. So we're going to definitely be good on that. That's not a problem. So that will fit. I did press out that piece in the back. This is what we're talking about, guys. It's a pressed in collar with like a nut on it. And the nut is just to keep it from spinning. There's a flat spot. And when you tighten it, this pinches to the front cover or the front of the engine. Okay. I would like to go with a full spacer from here through here to the block. Okay, that's my attempt is going to be, but we're going to see how that works out. That's kind of a long distance. That's going to be over 5 inches, so I might have a tough time dealing with that. Not sure what we're doing with that yet. Either way, it's going to be something. Dug out power steering pump. I'm not using the pump. I need the front aluminum bracket off it. You can see it on the front laying there, so I got to pull the pulley off for this one. This I don't even know. I think this is the original pump to this engine. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'll just save it. I want to use Junior's pump, which is the same thing. It's a Sagno pump, the jam pump. Okay, we have to put that bracket on. I don't think his has the same bracket. Then you got the back half of the bracket, which is right here. So the pump goes on, and that bracket on the floor bolts here and here. And same, which is the pump, and here's your adjusters. It pivots. One hose goes through here, and I think the other hose goes through there, I think it is. Doesn't matter. Attaches to 2 bolt holes on the head, and well, a 3rd bolt hole on the head is just sitting on there loose. That's the ugly duckling when you build an AMC motor if you have power steering, because it is up there. So you still got to put the pump on. You know, it is up there. If you don't have AC to counteract it, it is ugly. Not much I can do about it. And there's always the one person that'll say, well, can you fabricate brackets? No. How's that? Putting a stock pump on here for now. It's going in the car with a stock pump, but before the engine goes in and we redo all the lines up the passenger side, we are running a new line, a bigger line, and the car will have an electric pump, but it will be broken in and go in the car with a mechanical pump. Okay. Here's the front cover just laying on there. There's the water pump laying on there. Here's the bracketry that's part of this alternator. Okay, and I giggle because it is horrendous. Now, the reason it's so ugly looking, the bottom bracket's okay. They actually have a dimple out there for the pump and the slide and all that like that. This was I wouldn't even attempt to use this one. This was the one that was on the engine. Okay. When the car is AC, they ran double grooves on here. Okay. This stud right here, I think it slips in here, and it definitely goes to there. And I think it bolts on an upper bolt or something. Is a big bracket. And then you bolt the AC compressor right on it. We are doing none of that. This is coming out. Okay. I don't like this bracket. Okay, at all. This space is actually not required. There's that stud. There's a spacer here and a spacer here. That's for the triangulated bracket that's on my wagon, which I'm about to go in the house and try and hunt down. That's this one. Okay, and this year had this. Okay, and the GM alternator used to touch it to there, and I had to, like I said, make the two spaces. So, can I alter this bracket? Yeah, but I think this bracket is designed to be triangulated here, here, and to there as one, as opposed to the other one triangulating here. Okay, it's hard to wiggle it and tell to see what the deal is with it because there's nothing in here, and this isn't even the right diameter bolt. It's actually a step bigger than that. Can I alter it? The problem is it's embossed right up here. So how could I alter it? Right like this? It would still look like shit in my eyes. So I'm going to see if I can get that triangulated bracket. Now, can I make it? Sure, I can make it, but it's not a straight run. It does come out. If I could get one and it's realistic, I'm just going to get it from somebody. Clean it up, put it on, obviously clean up the rest of the brackets. This bracket is the same. Just that the new triangulated bracket doesn't come down this way. Like I said, this is for AC. So the bracket I need is, I'm not going to say non-AC because that bracket is from AC 74. This bracket is AC 86. So there's definitely a difference. Now, either way, this hole lines up in the same exact spot, and this is going to line up in the same exact spot. I got the pulleys, but I can't do anything with a belt till I paint the front cover, put the balancer on, throw the pulleys on. I'm going to take everything back off, clean and paint everything when we're done. We're going to try and definitely make it look a lot better than this. But the point is if I can get my fixed point here, which I'm going to have, my fixed point here, okay, and as long as this is in the right direction, and my other fixed points, I can fabricate that alternator even using this bracket while I'm hunting the other one down. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But like I said, I'm going to go in, I'm going to take a picture of this bracket, throw it up there to the AMC guys, see what people have, and we'll work on it from there. So the other alternator would bolt in the same place. It's going to require some kind of shim here. I know that from my car. And then however we're going to do it back there. And it'll pivot on this bottom piece because this piece swings up and down, and if the last one worked, this one should work just fine.